And welcome back to Let's Play Battlefield 1942 on the Battle of Midway. This tank is an extremely important piece of machinery. It's the only armored vehicle on the islands here, so, there's no tank to go against it. It can be easily bombed by enemy aircraft, obviously, but, it's the ultimate anti-infantry weapon. If I had to pick one flag that I'd want to hold on this map, it would be the Coastal Defenses flag. Even though it doesn't spawn the airplanes, it spawns that one tank, and you can use that to attack the airfield. Plus, the airfield has a very large capture radius, which means the enemy could sneak in there, turn it neutral, and suddenly you've got no place to spawn in other than the ships. And there's that telltale parachute, which pretty much begs everyone on this team to go after him and kill him. Alright, I guess he was already killed. Otherwise, this flag would definitely be neutral. But no, he's still there. There's a guy on the turret of the tanker. There was doing that machine gun. There's a lot of machine gun fire over there. Simple tank shell into the hospital area there takes him out easily. And the Americans have captured the Coastal Defenses flag. What they're really hoping for is for that tank to spawn in there. Unfortunately, I've got their tank, so unless my tank gets bombed by an enemy aircraft, then they're just going to sit there and kind of wait to get blown up. And I almost got killed by an enemy aircraft there. That was pretty close. Otherwise, if not for that enemy aircraft, I'd be satisfied to just kind of hang back and shoot them as they spawn in there and just kind of assault the base from a distance. But if I can't stay stationary, because that would make me a good target for the enemy aircraft, then I may as well neutralize this flag. Fortunately, I've got a friendly infantry there who can help me out by taking a look at the other side of that bunker, if he feels like doing that at any point. I'm going to have to transport him over. I know that there's got to be someone on the other side of these sandbags. Switch over to the external view to get a better look, especially if there's a chance you could allow your tank to slide off the edge there. And it looks like a SBD, that's one of the American bomber planes, managed to knock us out. As long as you've got this Coastal Defenses flag, you've really got to spawn in there and launch your attacks against the airfield. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for that tank to respawn in. I really don't stand a chance against them just going in as infantry, and there's a lot of open space to cover. So I'll shoot at the American troops that try to get over here by foot, and as soon as that tank spawns in, I'm going to bring it in to attack their airfield. Luckily, that's all they got is infantry, because there are no tanks that spawn at the airfield. Really nothing useful there. Sometimes people who have the coastal defense flag and not the airfield will try to defend it by putting landmines on that bridge. That's not a good idea. You're the guys with the tank if you've got the coastal defenses flag. And here you've got yet another guy trying to use that same flak gun. So if you're the one on the coastal defenses flag, you're the one launching the attack. So now there I got knocked out. Yeah, I guess that was our own battleship. He accidentally team killed me with the... That shows you the power of the cannons on the battleship. But anyways, you don't want to defend this flag per se. You want to launch attacks from it. So you don't want to put any obstructions on that bridge. And they don't have a tank to attack you with, so it's not like you gotta block their enemy vehicles. All they've got is infantry. And they're bringing in the APC, the Armored Personnel Carrier. You know a team is hurting for transportation equipment if they bring out the APC. It carries a lot of troops, but it's really slow, big target, vulnerable to machine gun fire as well as the cannon, obviously. And just overall, people don't like using those vehicles. As long as the enemy aircraft and potentially enemy destroyers or battleships don't put too much damage on your tank here, it's really easy to attack the airfield flag. You just kind of roam around, stay mobile, stay within the capture radius and neutralize it. That's all you got to do. And of course their airplanes are completely vulnerable to attack from the tank when they're in the hangar, that is. I don't know what it is with people attacking my tank with their flak guns. I guess it's one thing they can do. People usually don't spawn in as anti-tank on this map for the obvious reason that there's only one tank on the entire map, so not much opportunity to use it. I'm actually going to abandon the tank. I feel like taking a plane out for a spin. This hangar is kind of weirdly designed. You can't drive straight forward and get the plane out of the hangar. You have to really angle it over. Your wing gets caught on the side. Once you're out, though, very easy. You can glide over the sandbags. You're actually supposed to go off to the right to fly, but almost no one ever does that. You just go over the sandbags. Since I'm in a tank, since I'm in a plane now, actually, first thing you always got to do, start turning those naval flags around, and I'll show you how to do it. I'm in a torpedo plane. Torpedoes suck on this. The torpedo plane's torpedo is either bugged or impossible to use. So you use your machine guns, knock out enemy landing craft especially, and you just kind of circle around. It can be a little bit tricky, but you just go really fast, stay on a constant angle, and you need 10 consecutive seconds, and that consecutive part really comes into play here. It can feel, when you're first learning how to do it, it feels like the longest 10 seconds of your life. I mean, it takes forever. And any enemy airplanes that happen to fly over here would ruin it. So you just do that and stay a little bit above the sea so you don't crash. And that'll do it. It's an incredibly powerful tactic. The ships take forever to go all the way down here and turn the flag back. And once they're gone, you just swoop right in, a couple seconds with the airplane, and you turn it. Looks like I managed to kill both of those guys at the last second. The landing craft probably sunk while they were still in it. It can be a little bit tricky trying to aim your machine guns at those moving landing craft. You've got to remember to lead your target, both because of your moving airplane and because of the moving landing craft, which is probably going at a pretty decent speed. But if you manage to line it up where they're moving in the same direction right along with you, and they're pretty easy to knock out. I don't have a joystick, I just use the keyboard to fly the airplane. But if you've got a joystick, something where you can adjust the speed that you're going at in the airplane as opposed to just cutting off the engines entirely, when you see an enemy landing craft, just kind of slow down and then experiment with how much you got to leave the target. Stay tuned for part 3.